Introductions. What is good, y'all? My name is Aran Lee, and I'm the CEO and editor-in-chief of Off Black Magazine.
Name is Tento. I'm on the gaming variety, commentator of the FGC, as well as worker on HBO, as well as TNS. It's also my TNS anniversary today. Holy shit.
That's right. One of the most famous individuals we have, in the fold. This man gets full on. I'm kidding. Stop. And today is episode 6 of Off Screen Podcast. If you don't know what that is, it's a gaming focused podcast in which we talk about what's going on in gaming. A lot with a focus on FGC, as we got one of the FGC, one of the FGC, big dog in the FGC when it comes to commentating and doing stuff like that. So we focus a lot on FGC and also, what the black people, the blacks are doing in the gaming world, and just a lot of other stuff. We talk about a lot of things. Conversational. We did plan on playing some games while doing this, but that hasn't happened yet. So one day we'll do that.
One day.
We have a video of us playing a game that I just haven't edited.
That game was hard as hell, bro.
It was hard.
That game was hard, brother.
But it's been a while since we podded last, so I think we're gonna start out with just like a catch up on what's going on, and I'm gonna let you go first. Tanteezy.
Yeah. So basically, we've just been chilling for the time being. It's been off season FGC for most of the things. In FGC talk, we'll get more into what's been going on. But as the season revs up, we got a lot of things that's on the horizon, especially when it comes to 2027. Me personally, though, I've been vibing. My birthday is on Sunday, so I've just been really just kicking it. And I've been going back and attacking the backlog. The 2 games I've been doing right now have been Kingdom Hearts 1.5 and Batman Arkham Knight. Going back to Batman Arkham Knight, for real, we talked about it earlier, but like that game I have a deep appreciation for, and I'm replaying it again. Like I actually really do appreciate that game after replaying it right now.
Arkham Knight is such it's beautiful, and then they make you fight. You've played Arkham Knight before, right? So
yeah,
it's beautiful, and then they make you fight Deathstroke in the Batmobile, and I want to kill myself.
I completely forgot about that, actually. completely. Yo, MYK with the raid on the Twitch side. Thanks, appreciate you, man. Welcome, MYK. We are tuning in right now to the Off Screen Podcast with my man, the editor-in-chief of Off Black Magazine. You guys do BLXXK to talk about all the things in the black community when it comes to gaming and all the things that technology fashion. You can follow this man, and also you can follow me. Right now, we're just getting a little catch up of what games we're playing currently, and then we're going to talk about stuff that's going on in the FGC. And I really appreciate that, MYK. Thank you so much, brother.
You were still talking. We talk about you played Arkham Knight and how bullshit it is that
I completely forgot about that Deathstroke fight. You just reminded me about it. Like I haven't gotten into it yet, but like, damn, because I had the season pass for it and I didn't even realize. So I'm doing the DLC. I didn't know there was a Mad Hatter one. There's a Mr. Freeze one. I never did any of those. So I'm actually
are you doing all the? You've never done all the boss battles before? That's crazy, brother.
No, I haven't. So I actually never got the season pass, but I think with the last update, it gave me like the season pass for free or something like that. I don't even know how I got it.
Everybody's season pass for free now. Yeah.
Yes, so I didn't even know about it. So I've been doing the season pass, and I've been actually playing that for the first time. I have nothing about that. No spoilers, please. I want to go through it like blindly. But the game is just really. Batman Arkham Knight was truly a great game. I know people got mad at the Batmobile, but like honestly, I'm like, this game was really good. This game was really, really good.
I do like the Batmobile, high key. Like I do enjoy it, but at the same time. They started shoehorning it in on so many things, and they like I'm okay with there being a boss battle with the Batmobile. I'm not okay with it being a stealth boss battle against Deathstroke. I'm not okay with that. That's ass. But
it was an interesting concept. But yeah, I can understand. When I replay through the part again, I'm gonna see how bad it's gonna be for real. Truthfully, I'm gonna see how bad it's gonna be because I completely forgot about that boss fight. But I probably completely forgot about that boss fight for obvious reasons. Because I do notice about myself, if something that I did not like or particularly enjoy, I have now programmed myself to not get it in my mind anymore. And then when I'm reminded about it, I'm like, oh, there's PTSD with that. That's why I forgot about it. So like, I haven't even thought about that like in a minute.
It's like one of the last fights in the game too, which is why like the whole game you're like, oh, it's not bad, oh my god, Scarecrow, this is cool, da 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 da, and then you get to like one of the last fights in the game and you're in a Batmobile stealthing around the streets of Gotham.
That shit ass.
But yeah, Kingdom Hearts, I'm thinking about trying that because it's on Xbox now. So I'm like, maybe I'll
definitely give it a try. Definitely give it a try. It's a great game. It's just you like Disney, you like junior RPGs. One is like, in my opinion, just amazing. I really love one a lot. Two is anime infused, but it's very nice. It has a lot of core memories for a lot of people. I still am a lover of one over two, but I still think two is still respective. Everything after that, it gets really confusing. You shouldn't pay attention to the story of Kingdom Hearts because you'll get yourself a headache. But if you go against gameplay and the fact you get to fight with Disney characters, it's pretty cool. But when you get into the story, oh yeah, it's going your head gonna hurt, bro. Your head gonna hurt. Just know that. Just know that.
That don't surprise me. That don't surprise me at all. From what I've seen from Kingdom Hearts, it has a lot of Easter eggs, and you got all these characters you get to play with. That's why we get to play with Goofy, right? Like Goofy's one of the main characters you can play with, stuff like that. Like I have never watched a story. I've never watched I've never watched anybody fully play through a Kingdom Hearts game, so I still have no clue what happens.
Oh, you're gonna have a good time with it then.
Never watched any of it.
The first is going to be a great time for you. Two is going to be, when you go to 1 and 2, you're going to be confused because there's a lot of in-between games that lead up to 2, which is why it gets confusing. But 1 by itself,
they have like one. They have 1.5, and they have 2.5.
Oh, yeah.
They have 2.5.
Yeah. 1.5 and 2.5 is still 1 and 2 story-wise. They just added more stuff with updated graphics. It's basically like the HD remake of it. That's all it is. It's not no extra story per se. There might be an extra scene or two, or like there was for example, without spoiling anything, there's a scene in the original that they turned into a fight instead of a scene, which is really cool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So would you say? And I think like this is a question for some remakes and everything, because I can't say I played a lot of remakes, but like even though it's cooler that there's a fight in like the 1.5. Do you think that like should somebody play 1 and then 1.5 and then 2?
If you want to compare, yes, because I straight up I did just recently beat 1 and 2 on my OG PS2 when I streamed it, and then 1.5 and 2.5 was on sale, so I got it. And the comparison and contrast is actually really cool to see. You can start if you start with 1.5 and then go back to 1, you're gonna be like, what the hell? Like they didn't have this, they didn't have that, they didn't have this. Wait, what?
They were struggling back in the day.
It ain't like I feel like I haven't played 2.5 yet, but I feel like it's more drastic to go from 2.5 to 2 than 1.5 to 1. But still, there's enough stuff where it's like, what the heck? What did they do? And they even add extra abilities and whatnot that you can have too in the newest ones too. So yeah, like, and also this is the first time I'm also playing on the hardest difficulty. So yeah.
Oh, is okay. That's cool though. I might have to. You know what? I might have to check it out. And once it goes, I need to go on sale first though. Once it goes on sale, I'll check it out.
Yeah, it was on sale for like it was like $23.
What on Steam or PlayStation?
It was on Steam. It was on Steam and PlayStation at one point for $23.
So it was probably also on Xbox for the same price.
But I got it on PlayStation. So yeah.
Okay.
Let's see.
I might have to check it out. I was posting on I'm also posting on Instagram doing like 3.
Gotcha. But yeah, that's the game I've been doing. What's the game you've been on, bro?
Should I pull out my list? Should I pull out my lexicon?
Oh my god, he gonna be like,
I pull out my
lexicon, and all it's gonna be in really big. It's gonna be really big letters. Marathon.
Oh, I have not. I have it downloaded. I plan on playing it today. I meant to play it last night, but I was busy doing something that I don't want to talk about because I don't want to jinx it. But I have been playing because I have my Xbox LAX and everything. I've been playing so many games. Of course, I told y'all before I was playing Ball Pit. Ball Pit, still one of the best roguelites I've ever played in my life. I might one of the best games played in my life. It's just so addicting. It's fun. It's so much to do in that game. It's awesome. I'm revisiting Control because Control Resonant is coming out, and actually I played and beat Alan Wake for the first time. Got it on sale on Xbox. I got it for like $3. I got that and Alan Wake 2 on sale. Alan Wake 2 I haven't played yet, But I got Alan Wake, so I played and beat Alan Wake for the first time, and then I already beat Control. So then I'm like, let me go back and play Control again. And playing Control now with the context of playing Alan Wake makes Control better. I'm like, this game is fire. Like this, oh my gosh, they cooked. The cooking that they were doing, the cookery, the just the ability. It's amazing.
The same developer with that. Like I'm seeing with the new stuff I saw for the new what's it called, Control Resonant.
Yeah.
It's definitely going towards the direction, in my opinion, the Dark Souls-ish. Like I'm seeing Dark Souls elements heavily more in that game than it was in the first one. But I'm like I said, I haven't played it yet, so I don't know what it's going to be exactly. But it's really interesting to see.
I'm interested because I didn't think. Give me a second. I'm interested because I didn't expect them to pivot to a handheld weapon. Like we got a giant hammer. We got all this other stuff going on. I didn't expect that. I didn't expect them to pivot to that, to be honest. I thought we would still get a gun, or we'd still get maybe a long rifle, maybe something else, because even in Alan Wake, you don't use, melee weapons like that, to be honest. Like, you're using guns and stuff like that. So for this to be a melee weapon, and it's looking like DMC, like you're going to get a Devil May Cry control.
Yeah, it's looking Devil May Cry mixed with Dark Souls. It's Devil May Cry's like combat mixed with Dark Souls elements. I'm just like, And
and everybody talks about, and I say, as I'm replaying it and I'm playing it on my PC, and I'm playing on my PC, and because I'm playing on my Xbox, of course I have the save file, but I'm playing it on my PC and my Xbox Ally X, so it's a different experience, and the way that the frame rate, all that stuff like that, and it is, it's Control. Like, people talk about, I don't like the gameplay wasn't that good. And I think about this as a guy who watches a lot of anime. One of the things I always hate from seeing anime fans talk about is, the animation in this one is trash. And then I go watch it, I'm like, oh no, it's actually pretty good. It's fine. Like, it's fine. It's pretty good. Right?
The negativity train, bro.
And that's the same thing with like gaming. People would be like, the gameplay in that shit was horrible. I can't believe you would play this game. It's garbage. And then I go and look at it and I watch it and I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay, you're lying. Like, the gameplay is fine. Like, I'm not saying it's revolutionary gameplay. This revolutionized third-person shooters or whatever, but it's pretty good gameplay. And so I'm really interested in what they did with Control Resonant. They said they can't hear me on the Twitch side.
Oh man, that's unfortunate. Give me a second, guys. Let me see if I can fix that. Say something again.
Can you guys hear me now?
All right, I need to change that. So I need to do boom. No, I need to do. Oh wait, no, I know I need to. I need to go boom, bop,
bada boom, bop,
bam.
bow.
All right, wait a second. So if I go to what's going on, J Money? Say something over here.
What's goody?
Say something again.
What's goody? In the hoodie?
That's really odd.
They can't hear me still?
Wait a second. Let me go back to this side. Now say something.
What's up?
Can you guys hear? Wait, say something again.
Can you guys hear me now? Hello?
There we go. Okay. So now I know where you at. All right. So now I just need to go over here. Then I need to go to add. Yep. Okay. I know that. Now I know I need to add now. So I need to go to audio.
Bet.
Existing as. Okay. And you can say something now.
Okay. All right. We're good.
All right. There we go.
Right.
Okay. You guys can hear it now. That's my fault.
If y'all want to hear what I just said, you gotta go to Off Black Magazine. YouTube.
Yeah. Go to the other.
YouTube to hear me talk about Control Resonant. Outside of Control Resonant, Control. I've been playing. I restarted the Division 2 because Destiny 2 sucks right now. So I started Division 2 again because I'm in a feed for looter shooters, and I can keep going down the list. I've been playing so many games recently, small ones and big ones, just trying to do stuff out. I started this Assassin's Creed Mirage, and that one's pretty good. I'm trying to think what else I've been playing. I've been playing so many games, man. I've been in the gym. I started playing. You know what's funny? Call of Duty is more fun on my Xbox Ally X than it is on console.
Yeah, because you can just play on the go, and you're like, you know what? This is actually nice.
Plus, I'm playing I switched my sticks out for TMR sticks, and I do feel a difference. I thought people would be lying that if you switch from like the different types of sticks on the controller, that it changes the way you play. It does help a little bit. It's actually not that bad. It's actually not bad. It's not bad.
Good to know.
Yeah, you have the Rikiri. You have the Rikiri controller. Aren't you using that? You using the Rikiri.
The ROG?
Yeah, the ROG Rikiri. That has TMR sticks. So you gotta know what I'm talking about.
I'm showing in the cam like y'all can see it, but y'all can see it on his stream. But because my camera's being used on his stream, that's right. Yeah.
Let's see. But somebody said if you can, no, on Twitch you can say I kind of hate that I kind of missed the boat on Destiny, being a big sci-fi fan and a big Bungie fan. Marathon looks quite interesting, but never played an extraction shooter ever. And I'll take a slight detour to tell my gripes and praises about Destiny. But I've been playing Destiny since Destiny 1 beta, 6 months before it came out. I'm the Kirito of this shit. And Destiny is one of those things where it should be easy to get into, but since Destiny 2 has vaulted so much of the beginning content, it's really hard. And that's, your sentiment, like the sentiment that you have is what a lot of people like in Destiny community have, is that it's really unforgiving to new players. If you were to jump into Destiny today, you would be lost. You would not know what to do. Obviously it's a game that wants you to buy stuff, so it's constantly pushing you to pay for stuff. There's limited free content. I don't think it should have ever went free to play, but it's just really hard to get into. But Destiny's a great game, and hopefully if they ever do make a Destiny 3, which we might talk about one day, if there's actually any real rumors. Everything's a rumor. Everything about Destiny 3 is a rumor. If they actually do make a real Destiny 3, then we should talk about it. But until then, Destiny 2 is what we have to go on. But Destiny, I could talk about Destiny for days. I could do a whole pod just on Destiny, talking about Destiny for weeks. That's how much I can talk about Destiny. Destiny is such a frustrating but amazing experience, and it's because of the devs, Activision, Sony, all this stuff that's going on. But yeah, I do want to live stream Marathon on the channel. So sometime today or tomorrow. So if you want to watch some Marathon and make a decision if you want to try and play it, or if you want to play with me and play some Marathon together, it's free this weekend. So not like it's sponsored, but it's free this weekend. So if you want to try an extraction shooter with me, that'd be awesome. But I think we've done for the most part enough introing. Let's get into our first topic. Our first topic, which is always the FGC catch up with Tento4.
As you guys know, on the good old catch-up side of things. Oh man, where do we even begin? What do we do time? Gotta pull up on the main screen real quick for you guys. As you guys know, Saudi Arabia has officially put their hands into EVO.
Is that where we're going with first? Are we talking about that first?
Well, that's the link that you have put up on the top.
Oh, okay.
The first link. I'm going bottom to top.
Okay. I was like, I don't know which one to share first.
Oh, yeah, no. That's going bottom to top, yeah.
All right, gotcha.
So, Saudi Arabia, RTS was a group, if you guys don't know, RTS is also the group that I worked with when I did the Mortal Kombat Pro competition. They were the same group that did that for Season 1 and Season 2, and they helped with EVO. And now they have been bought out by Saudi Corporation. Of course, this has caused some backlash because, of course, with the controversy that goes behind Saudi and how they run things, this is looked as a very much of the downfall of this event. Now, there's been some people that announced their boycott already. There's some people like Sajam, one of the, if not the biggest commentator in our scene, has said that he's not going to an EVO and he's not supporting. He does not plan on supporting or commentating either one. He's not lending his voice. So it's been pretty huge to hear from that as well. And it's definitely created some turmoil. On one hand, they announced that there's been more people that saying they're going to go to their regionals, but then Saudi announced a segue into our next point. Unless you want to say something about this really quickly.
Saudi, this is such a weird thing that's going on. I think that's what did like Jared Kushner in the government. Jared Kushner went over there and, Trump's son-in-law. And since then, it's just been weird. Like, Saudi been grabbing up gaming companies and all stuff like that. And I wonder, like, gaming makes a lot of money. But as we've seen, especially with AAA gaming, it's not making as much money as it used to because of the price of how much it is to make a game. So I'm interested on what the point is on them buying these companies when the revenue, profit, debt is not, as good as it was back in the 2000s. Back in the 2000s, your game makes, 100 million. We're like, oh, this might be the best game ever. This might be the most profitable game in the world. You make 100 million now, you don't even cover the cost of the game. You know what I mean? Like, especially with AAA. So it's interesting that Saudi, these different Saudi Arabian companies have taken such an interest in FGC and gaming and even like, American entertainment in general, when that stuff has not been making as much money as it did back in the day because of the price it takes, because of how much it costs to make the thing. So I don't know. It seems suspicious. Very, very suspicious. That's how I feel.
Yeah, he said, it's okay. Keep season out the shit as CVS3, SCV2. The FGC has been overlords based in the kingdom, EVO worldwide. Do we take over by corporate Netflix? Yeah, Avatar scenes all weekend. Yeah, it's a lot of things going on. Definitely a lot of things going on. Shit, we still haven't heard anything about Invincible for a minute, if you're being honest.
I will say they did release a new trailer on YouTube today. I saw it. They did release the Invincible versus trailer today. So they're talking in their circles, but outside of that,
not been too much. But segueing into the second point, EVO announced something crazy that we were not expecting on the 23rd of February. They had said that we are going to grow EVO immensely. What does that mean? So if you guys do not know, EVO has EC. Also, EC is an OG in my chat. Big shout out to call me EC in my chat. EC, correct me if I'm wrong. EVO started around 2007, 2008, right, as a smaller organization until it grew to a decent size in 2016. Just stop me if I'm wrong. And around the time of 2018, 2019 is when EVO Japan was announced. Between the threshold of 2017 and 2019, EVO Japan was announced. So they announced a second, what's it called? He said Invincible keeps steadily putting out little content on YouTube and Twitter, but Invincible Twitter is always replying to everything. Okay, I haven't seen too much of the gameplay myself, like promotion-wise. But then again, like I haven't been on Twitter as much, and I actually haven't been on social media in general as much. But I feel like I don't see it as much as I see like things like Fatal Fury. I'm gonna say it like that.
That's fair.
But yeah, they announced EVO Japan to expand EVO. So okay, now we got an EVO on one side of the world and then EVO on the other side of the world. So then after that, EVO announced EVO France, and this when things started to get to a point where everybody's like, EVO France was announced. And now people were starting to question the prestige of EVO, saying that, hey, if you don't have one EVO where everyone comes together, two EVOs, people saying two EVOs is fine. EVO Japan and EVO France EVO USA made sense because, there's just two locations. But now you add EVO France, now you add into the thing of the prestige, because say like this, you get to a point where, all right, you want EVO France? Well, so-and-so wasn't there, and they consider, top 5 in the world. So does that EVO trophy really matter because you didn't face all the people that was there in that point in time?
Fair.
Then you know what they did? What they did?
What they do?
Aaron, they just say, okay, we announced 5 more locations. We got EVO Brazil, EVO Morocco, EVO Mexico, EVO Saudi Arabia, and EVO China coming in 2027.
Well, no, you actually missed. I'm looking at the event calendar. You're missing 2. You're missing 2, buddy. EVO Singapore and EVO Middle East.
Oh yeah. Well, that's Saudi Arabia, but.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, Singapore. I forgot they did announce Singapore as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's definitely it's definitely going to a point where the EVO prestige is now kind of questionable. And this is just like, I'm not saying in the sense of EVO, the first EVO Vegas has lost everything. I'm saying like this. It can now be 9 different EVO champions within a year. And as you can see from these locations, EVO is pretty expensive. Like EVO Japan to EVO Vegas this year, you know how far away that shit is apart? You want to guess?
7 months?
It's a month and a half apart.
Oh, I thought.
Do you think a person has a chance to go to EVO Japan in the beginning of May, and then at the end of June is EVO Vegas? You think someone has the money to do both those?
That's true. Well,
the average person.
I will say, I went to the EVO website because I was like, let me check this shit out. Let me check this out. They're saying they're going to create a fighting game world championship.
Yeah, they did say that.
Halfway through 2027. So maybe you just have to win your EVO. You win your EVO. And that EVO, in my opinion, should give you an invite to the Fighting Game World Championship.
And that most likely is going to happen.
And I also think they should cover the cost. But that's just me. All right. I feel like if I win my EVO, I should get a hotel room for free. I should get a hotel room for free. or I should get a flight for free. You gotta help me out somewhere. Okay, that's just my opinion. I know people might disagree. You punch your ticket, I should get some. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, so EC in the chat, appreciate so much. He said EVO is way older. It started off in the late 90s as arcade era as Battle by the Bay in NorCal, mostly Cali based, but a lot of Japanese players showed up. It became Evolution in the early 2000s during the dark ages, still grassroots, but then was bought out by, became the Parlance mostly known for EVO. So EVO was been around, it transitioned to what it is from the early 2000s. So pretty much like I said, around that 2005 to 2007 trademark, it started to go into what it is now. So, but yeah, it's been around for a minute. It just kind of transitioned over. But yeah, this is something that definitely a lot of people are definitely skeptical about because of the other. Now, what is really cool is that the fact that like there's going to be an EVO in a lot of people's backyard now. There's an EVO in Mexico. There's an EVO in Brazil. There's an EVO in Morocco. Like that sounds crazy. But the issue is, not everyone is going to be able to make these region events. And even if the championship, the final world championships, where they say everyone that made top 8 gets flown out to this big one that happens for each of the game, that becomes a kind of a it still draws away from the fact that everyone was meeting in one place where you could decide the definitive champion instead of having the champions of the champion type thing.
Well, Evo wants to evolve, I guess, and that's the evolution. I mean, it's like and I think it's a funny conversation, but it's like the conversation of, how the NBA World Championships call themselves the World Championship. They ain't playing the team of Germany. They ain't playing the team, and this and that. Evo just saying the same thing now. How you call yourself the World Championship? You just won in Vegas. You ain't winning Japan. You ain't winning Brazil. You ain't winning Singapore. You ain't winning none of those. So how you call yourself the World Championship? So Evo said, you know what? We gonna make the World Champion. And so that's what they chose. I can understand where they're coming from with this, and I actually don't necessarily disagree. I feel like you can call yourself, if I win Evo Vegas, I'm the North American champion. You can never take that from me. But if I don't win the Fighting Game World Championship, then I'm North American, but I ain't the best in the world. There's somebody else out there. Somebody in Singapore.
It's to that extent. It's to that extent. For me, it was just like, I saw EVO Vegas originally when it was just what it was, and then somewhat EVO Japan too, as FIFA World Cup.
Okay.
Where you have instead of every 4 years, every year, everyone comes out to this event to prove that they are the best. If you win EVO, you're automatically in history type shit. But now it's at a point where it's like, now we don't have this one definitive. With this being announced, we don't have that one definitive thing now, because like I said, the Fighting Game World Championship, like you said, is very well probably gonna be ran as like whoever makes top 8 all go down to this final competition at this one, and then we're gonna see how it goes. And it's just like, then why couldn't it just be that one location then anymore?
I mean, what if they take it back to Vegas? What if the Fighting Game World Championship back in Vegas? What are we doing?
Yeah, it's probably
put it in the sphere. Arabia. Put it in the Vegas sphere. I'll go.
It's probably gonna be a Saudi Arabia, bro.
I know. But hey, I want to. If I say I'm not going there, I mean, I'm not going to put in Saudi Arabia. I ain't doing that. Put it in Vegas. Put it in Vegas. Go back to your roots. Put it back where it started every year. It starts in Vegas and it ends in Vegas.
EC getting that good point. He said, I'm not just an FGC nerd, but also a sports ball fan. The way EVO Worldwide is operating is similar to the open tournaments in tennis and golf. Yes, they are open, but because of the cost, the competitors are heavily sponsored and super rich. Another point taken. He said, like the top American female tennis player, a little better than Coco, her family owns the Buffalo Bills.
Hey. I'm going to say this, and let's keep it a buck. Gaming has never been, for the most part, before after arcades, it hasn't been a poor man's sport for a long time. Okay, it hasn't been the average man's sport for a long time. All right, you can get things secondhand, you can make it cheaper, but if you want to play at the highest level, it's not what it used to be. People buy specialty controllers now. People are buying, not that you don't really need a maxed out GPU to do a lot of this stuff, but people are buying more expensive equipment. People are buying, it's no longer that man who was the best person in the arcade and was kicking everybody butt and then went to the LAN party. And even the LAN party wasn't cheap. Let's be real. Buying a computer back then wasn't cheap. But going to the LAN party and beating everybody and calling it a day. It's not everybody meeting up and bringing their Xboxes, Xbox or PlayStations, which also wasn't really that cheap either, and playing it that way. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Gaming and being good at a game has never been a poor man's sport. In my opinion, and now in 2026, more than ever before, it is no longer, the poor or average man sport like it used to be, or like it could have been back in the day. I don't know. I do get what you're saying, though. I think having this, it really depends on the strategy that they employ for it. How are you going to crown these champions? How are you going to celebrate these different events, right? Because I think one thing that I've seen from EVO is also just a community, right? Mm-hmm. FGC is big, fighting game community. It's big on community. And now you're spreading it out where, people from China and Brazil usually might have went back to go to Vegas or Japan or Europe, and you have that camaraderie. You have that I'm seeing you at 3 different EVOs, or you have that I'm seeing you at my EVOs and my locals. You have that kind of thing that we're just not going to have anymore, because why, if I'm from Singapore, why would I go to Vegas? Right? I'll just wait and try and win mine and see you in the World Championship. But if I don't win, I just never see you, So, it could take away from those things. But I don't know. I kind of like it because it ups the ante. It makes some things more important. So, you got to win that match. You can't, you got to win it. So.
Time will tell when this happens, but this is one of the big things that's going on right now within our community, as well as, like I said, the divide that's coming with some people that's for it, some people that's not, the arguments that come with it. This is at a third. It's definitely something. But we'll see how time will tell. Let us know how you feel about it in the YouTube side of things. And that's, I would say, for the most part, what it is. But FG. Oh, well, one more thing. Capcom Cup is coming up in 2 weeks. And Punk the God, EVO champion of 2024. He unfortunately did not get his visa issues handled in time, and he is not going to be able to attend Capcom Cup.
Oh.
Yeah. Going to go to Tokido next in line of Japan. So, yeah. One of our few black players that was very dominant through the season has unfortunately had to withdraw.
Wow.
You really hate to see it happen during Black History Month.
During Black History Month, that's crazy.
Yep.
Oh. Well, that's a sign. Get your passport. Get your stuff, man. Because
which really sucks.
I think
it was being processed for a minute too. I think his thing was processed for a minute too, but unfortunately, it did not get there in time, and he had to withdraw. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that sucks. That sucks, man.
Yeah.
I said
that was the last thing off the top of my head.
There was a few things. I'm reading the press release for it, and they said for the EVO updates and everything, they said we are incredibly excited about the long-term commitment we can now make the community, including support for locals, new EVO locations, increased prize pools, new event formats, and the untold opportunities that will arise from them. The FGC is never stagnant, and neither is EVO.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we'll have to see. We'll have to see what they mean by that. I didn't read much into the acquisition thing, but I'll say the chief strategy officer, so the company that RTS acquired and strengthening Quidia's long-term vision for gaming and esports. Quidia Investment Company, QIC, the company driving the development of Quidia City. I think that's the city. I think that's the city that Saudi Arabia is trying to make. That's like what's it called? They call it a future city. They call it a future city or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's home to the future world's first dedicated gaming and esports district. Set to revolutionize the industry, this landmark transaction further reinforces Quidia City's commitment to gaming, esports, and community-driven play as core pillars of its destination strategy. I don't know what that means. Does that mean like you go to this one city and it's one part of the city, every corner, you got niggas battling on Street Fighter? Like I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. You go every fight. It's gonna be like Marvel Rivals or what's it called? Street Fighter City. You know what I'm talking about? What they have in the game.
Battle Hub.
Yeah. You just gonna walk. You gonna be in Quidia City, just walking. Somebody gonna walk up to you and be like, "Hey, bro." You're gonna start scrapping. You're gonna start scrapping every street on Quidia City. And so Mohammed Al Dawood, Chief Strategy Officer of Quidia Investment Company, this is what he's had to say, is that EVO is a global gaming institution built on community, competition, and creativity. Through RTS and Quidia City, We are committed to supporting EVO's long-term growth in a way that respects its heritage and strengthens its role within a global fighting game community. This is about investing in the future of play and safeguarding what makes EVO special.
This is just a simple time will tell how it will crumple, how it will go about. Because at the end of the day, with them controlling like this and how it is and how they're going with the money, as soon as they stop, is what's going to happen to it.
Yeah, I mean, if this partnership doesn't get re-upped, if EVO doesn't make as much money as they think it can, which, I mean, we'll have to see. Like, the EVO's become more than just EVO. It's a convention. It's a gaming. It's so much more. It's entertainment. So, but the thing is, that's also, in a way, antithesis to what the FGC is about. You should be coming, in my opinion, for the gaming, for a community. But if you turn it into this very popular event, this where the fighting becomes the background to the convention, you lose what makes these FGC events important. So I don't know. I mean, there's going to be changes. And last thing, Stuart Saul, the CEO, Chief Executive Officer of RTS, said, "We are proud of our legacy with EVO that started 5 years ago. We're going to continue investing in the things that matter to our community, elevating and empowering members of the FGC, and working diligently with our game developer partners to ensure that EVO benefits all involved parties." RTS, if you don't know, was founded in 2021 as a gaming creator, talent management, and brand consultancy company operating at the intersection of competition, culture, and commercial growth. QYC completed its acquisition of RTS in September 2025. RTS acquired EVO from Nodwin Gaming. Nodwin Gaming will continue to work with EVO with the focus on leveraging its expertise in emerging markets. So, I have to say. So, actually, you know what? You're right. The gaming championship will be in QYC. It's going to be in Quidia City. You're going to go to Quidia City, and you better make sure you come ready, because if I see you on Quidia City streets, my boy, we scrapping. Okay? If I see you on Quidia City streets, we scrapping. All right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, EC, in that extent, I feel like times have changed, you know, like you can't go just off of freaking like pride anymore, because people need money now. Okay, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I do understand the fact that doing it for the love of the game, do it as your passion, but we're now at a point in time where, like, everywhere around the world, like, a lot of shit is expensive now, bro. It just really, really is. So, like, you can do stuff for fun, but it comes at a cost, you know, like. It's definitely not as freedom as use as it was beforehand, just in general. So that's why I'm like, I kind of get why people like Foxy, like, okay, he ain't traveling no more because of money. I'm like, I understand. There's a lot of money right now, bro.
It's expensive, man. Gaming used to be like, just, you know, I'm not saying something wasn't serious, but gaming used to be more accessible, and I feel like it's just not as accessible as it used to be because of rising prices of everything, and that just sucks. We're actually going to talk about that in a few minutes too, about how gaming is becoming less and less accessible. Before we go, we had a few comments. Comments about, about things being expensive still. Call me edge case, time and money to be world class, competing at anything. You need both of those, whether sponsors, crowd, team funding, or just being rich. You need money to live and travel, and you need dedicated time to play. That's why these unemployed kids with sponsors are running stuff. And I coach football and in sports now. You see, and it's big in basketball, but especially with the AAU stuff. You see that there's less kids getting out the mud, right? There's kids still trying to get it out the mud, but there's less kids getting it out the mud than there used to be, okay? And it's going to hit gaming too. There's going to be less people getting it out the mud. They're going to get a little popular, they get a little popping, get a little sponsor, and that's how it's going to be. Case also said that happens, like when Djokovic went all Aaron Rodgers during COVID. He had to miss AO, and he dominates that event. Hey, man, I know people who lost a career, sports career, because they thought they was bigger than the program. What else is there? And then way too many people are playing for money rather than pride, and that's what Tento was talking about. Thankfully, online tournament turning stuff out, but even people like Fox and Grandpa, ain't traveling. And, and that's the reality. That's the reality of things, man. And it's only gonna get right now. It's trying to be more expensive, not less. More expensive, not less.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so not transporting. What word am I thinking of? I'm thinking of somewhere.
Transferring?
Transferring? No. Moving on. I can't think of the word. Moving on to our next topic. Our main topic, number 1. And I call this topic the new gaming normal ? Gaming is not what it used to be. Friends and family. It is not what it used to be. Transitioning. There we go. Thank you, Case. Transitioning. It's not what it used to be. And I wanted to, words are hard. And I wanted to kind of go over it because our first pod is like talking about the gaming normal. One of the second one. And since then, it has been maybe 5 months, I want to say, since our first pod. I want to say 5, maybe 6. Man, has things changed. Oh my gosh. The world is different. It's a new world, right? And
it's a new world.
I'm going to share my screen real quick. And I have a tweet from a Twitter person. He's a content creator and stuff like that. But it's like a quick summary. He said, here's a quick summary of what happened to the gaming industry in 2026 so far. The Prince of Persia remake was canceled along with 5 other projects. And that came from Ubisoft, who is also, I believe, partnered by a Saudi Arabia company. Ubisoft Stockholm and Halifax closed down. 8% of workers were laid off at Ubisoft Toronto. High Guard Studio laid off most of the team just 2 weeks after the game's release. And in fact, it was reported that there's only 20 people currently working at the High Guard Studio for a game that just released less than a month ago. They laid off almost the entire team. Sony closed down Blue Point Studios, Blue Point Games, who are a remake studio who is in charge of Demon Souls, which was a launch title for PS5. Midsummer Studio has been shut down. I forget what they made. Phil Spencer retired, and we lost Sarah Bond. Oh, yeah, and then Sarah Bond resigned from her role as the president of Xbox. And it's February.
Oh, I forgot to say I forgot to add one more thing. Big shout out to Spice Lady in chat. At Frosty, I was talking to a lot of the devs and workers that worked on 2XKL. After Frosty, I think a week after, they laid off about 60% of the team. Some of the people I legit shook hands with at that event, they got laid off at 2XKL.
I actually forgot about that too. So thank you, Spicy, for saying that. I forgot about it too. It is only February, man. There's only been like 2 AAA games that have come out. It's only February, and it's crazy. It's crazy how, is this the new normal for gaming? Is this now where we're just going to continually getting, these layoffs and again, these 100 million. And I know we're all excited for GTA 6. That's a $3 billion game. What revenue split do you need? What profit split do they need for that to be profitable? And we all expect it to be profitable. We all expect it to make gangbusters and be amazing and whatever. But realistically, when we sit down and think about it, are we expecting that game to make $5 billion in a year? Because because even though, GTA 5 has made billions of dollars, of course, the game's been out for almost
10 years.
10 years.
No cap. I was a freshman in high school when I saw that game got released on PS5. Get him out.
What do we expect? I don't do we really think? And I want to say that the studio, Rockstar, is going to be like, yeah, we understand it. Do you think that the execs are like, oh yeah, we get it. Maybe in 10 years we'll make back the money. You think that's what they're going to say?
No,
that's not what they're going to say.
Hell no.
When it makes $1 billion, because I can see it making $1 billion. When it makes $1 to $1.5 billion in a year, they still have to market it. So they have to put more money into it. So it's not like the money just stops. It's not like they sell the game and then the money's over and they're like, oh, okay, yeah, the game's out. We don't have to spend any more money on GTA 6. No. That's not what's going to happen. What's going to happen is GTA 6 is going to come out and then they're still going to have to market it. They're still going to have to push it. They're still going to have to make decisions. Like, do we put this on? Is it going to be a Play Anywhere game for Xbox? Should we give Sony exclusive so more people buy it on Sony? Should we do this? Should we make all these decisions? And we have to figure out if that is going to for GTA 6. So it's just gaming right now is honestly ridiculous. It's honestly ridiculous with how much it costs and everything. And the first and most ridiculous thing that's going on is the last two things on his list, which is Phil Spencer retiring and Sarah Bond resigning. Those two things are incredibly ridiculous. And that's kind of where I want to start with the Xbox leadership shakeups. Okay. As many of us know, if you don't know, Phil, oh my gosh, man with two first names, Phil Spencer. Mm-hmm. Phil Spencer has retired. And, you know, if you ask most people, it doesn't really feel like a retirement. It feels like we'll let you leave on your own terms.
It feels like a get out.
We'll let you leave
with your head held high. We'll still let you get out.
Let's leave on your own terms, right? And so Phil Spencer retired, and then Sarah Bond is out, and we have Matt Booty promoted as, which I think is also a funny name. Some people have cool names. That's a funny name. Matt Booty is promoted as Microsoft's AI exec. Promoted at Microsoft, and then Asha Sharma, who has worked in AI for Microsoft, is now the new Xbox boss. That was reported exclusively by IGN. And it said Microsoft Gaming CEO Phil Spencer, who has been at Microsoft since he joined as an intern in 1988 and has been with Xbox since the software giant launched his first console in 2001, is retiring. Was retiring. Sources familiar with the matter who are not authorized to speak publicly confirmed to IGN Spencer's retirement is effective on Monday, February 23rd, so 4 days ago. Meanwhile, Xbox President Sarah Bond, long thought by many, both sides, inside and outside, to be Spencer's heir apparent, has resigned. The new CEO of Microsoft Gaming will be Asha Sharma, who's currently the president of Microsoft's core AI product, which I'm not sure exactly what, I haven't done a lot of research in the core AI product, but we know Microsoft's big AI thing is oh my gosh, I'm gonna forget his name right now. What is it called? My brain. Microsoft's Copilot. Copilot is their main AI product for Windows, which sucks. And I actually turned it off on my computer. But Copilot. And finally, Xbox Game Studios head Matt Booty is being promoted to Chief Content Officer and will work closely with Sharma. And so this is a very, very big shakeup. And this is what I told. I've said this before on this pod, and people have been saying it on Twitter and social media. What we're about to find out is I think, because people always complain that Phil is contradictory. He'll say one thing and then Xbox will do something else, and he's in charge, so it has to be him. I still hold, unless Ash Sharma does a good job, right? And I guess it goes against everything I've just said. I'm about to say. In my opinion, a lot of stuff that's been going wrong is not all just on Phil, and especially not just on Sarah. And I say that because of how contradictory it is. And because reports have come out that Satya Nadella, the CEO of Microsoft, and Amy Hood, the CFO of Microsoft, come saying that they want 30 to 40% revenue on Xbox games and Xbox hardware, which is insane. Nobody gets that. Nintendo don't even get that, and they sell the most, right? So they want that kind of revenue split, so they're asking the Xbox people in charge of Xbox, their gaming division, to do things that are unnatural for games. And so I think Phil was the one that was pushing certain things. And I was talking to somebody about this before, even though Xbox's latest policies have raised eyebrows, they are some of the most gaming forward and, in my opinion, some of the most consumer friendly. Especially as someone who has, an Ally and plays on PC and plays on the Xbox. With Play Anywhere, I can start a game on my Xbox, continue it on my PC, and then continue it on the go on my Ally X, and there's no interruptions. You can do that with other Windows device handhelds. And so it's like there's no, PlayStation's not letting you do that. Nintendo will be damned before they let you play a Nintendo game on another console for free. For free or in general. Right? You get caught doing that. I know what some of y'all do to y'all PCs. I know some of y'all do with y'all handhelds. Y'all better never go to Japan and connect to the Wi-Fi. You can go to they're gonna rip it out. They're gonna rip it out your hands. All right. So I think like that, there have been a lot of things that they've done gaming forward. I think, of course, we both agree that them going full no exclusive is stupid. I think they should go more timed exclusivity versus anything else. But we're going to find out that some of these shakeups and some of this stuff that Phil was probably helping soften the blow or make as bad is gonna come to light. We'll see what happens. That's how I feel. What do you think? What did you think of this announcement?
Well, it's obvious that Xbox is in a position where this is like, ever since I saw that Halo was going to be able to be played on PlayStation, I knew Xbox was going downhill. Like that's a huge I dare I say that is your baby right there. Yo, Game Genie, thank you so much for follow. That is your baby right there. And also Deity, thank you for follow. And you gave it away to your rival company, even though y'all do work hand in hand. In some cases, you gave it to the rival company. This isn't shocking to me, and it's one of those things where I'm just like, whatever. I have no control over. Whatever happens. I just hope that I get to still play a good Gears of War game and a good Halo game. That's all I can hope at this point. Because what's going on in this place is I feel like very early this is something that was imploding on the inside, and it's showing on the out. Because by the time we're seeing stuff like this where it feels we're saying, "Oh yeah, retire," and then someone else there's so much stuff that's going inward already that's already probably had to be multiple fires even taken out, or fires are just now showing on the outside. Mm-hmm. So it's just like, wouldn't let this happen to me though. It's just like I hope for the best, truthfully.
I know Phil's gonna land on his feet, and we're gonna talk about Sarah in a second.
Yeah, no problem.
I think Sarah's the one who but we're gonna talk about that in a second, about Sarah Bond and how they're talking about her. I think what they're doing to her is crazy, and I think the way they're talking about her and how they've reported on her is crazy. And luckily, some people are calling it back. I want to say that in Spencer, all four of them, they did a internal emails to Xbox staff, and it gets leaked, I guess. I don't know how this stuff works. And in an email to Microsoft staff, Spencer said, sorry, he said, last fall I shared with Satya that I was thinking about stepping back and starting the next chapter of my life. That's interesting. From that moment, and this is the 25th anniversary of Xbox. I just feel like it's weird to step back year 25. If he did this at the end of this year, like into 2027, I'm like, oh, okay. I get it. You saw 25 years. You saw whatever. You're taking a step away. To be doing it at the beginning of it, to me, it's crazy. You've already planned everything. You've already helped plan everything. But from that moment, we aligned our approach and transition with intention, ensuring stability and strengthening the foundation we built. Xbox has always been more than a business. It's a vibrant community of players, creators, and teams who care deeply about what we build and how we build it. And it deserves a thoughtful, deliberate plan for the road ahead. Today marks an exciting new chapter for Microsoft Gaming as Asha Sharma steps into the role of CEO, and I want to be the first to welcome her to this incredible team. Working with her over the past several months has given me a tremendous confidence. She brings genuine curiosity, clarity, and deep commitment to understanding players, creators, and the decisions that shape our future. We know this is an important moment for our fans, partners, and teams, and we're committed to getting it right. I'll remain in an advisory role through the summer to support a smooth handoff. And so Sarah Bond is also in an advisory role, as they say she is. Sharma is a former VP of product engineering at Meta and a former Instacart COO who is also a board member of the Home Depot. She joined Microsoft in 2024, and in her email to Microsoft staff, she wrote in part, "My first job is simple. Understand what makes this work and protect it. That starts with 3 commitments. First, great games. Everything begins here. Second, the return of Xbox. We recommit to our core Xbox fans and players, those who have invested with us for the past 25 years, and to the developers who build the expansive universes and experiences that are embraced by players across the world. Third, future of play. We are witnessing the reinvention of play. To meet the moment, we will invent new business models and new ways to play by leaning into what we already have, iconic teams, characters, and worlds that people love. As monetization and AI evolve and influence this future, we will not chase short-term efficiency or flood our ecosystem with soulless AI slop. Games are and always will be art crafted by humans and created with the most innovative technology provided by us." Sound good?
We got a time will tell
Sound
when we see
good.
what it looked like though.
Sound good.
It's the action behind it. So yeah, we're gonna. It's literally one of those things where I just say like, I'm gonna be honest. I don't care for these words. I don't care for the article. I'm like, let me just see what happens because that's at the end of the day, the action speaks louder than the word. And pointing fingers ain't gonna get rid of the what's it called. Pointing fingers is not going to get rid of the fires that need to be put out and the things that need to be rebuilt because the fires burned them down. That's my big thing. You could say, "Oh yeah, we got to handle that." Then handle it. I don't want to hear you talk about you handle it. Just handle it. Like that. That's my thing about this.
I agree. That's the big. It's like we, and so from someone who worked in AI, the AI core AI price. They worked in Copilot, which Microsoft has slowly been trying to expand, but also take steps back because no one likes it. We don't want AI in our games. I don't want AI in my anime, my book. I don't want it. Like, I want people to write it, right? That's not what I want, right? And so coming from an AI person saying, oh, no, we're actually not going to put AI in our, we're only, it's going to be human made. We know what that means. I'm going to get some people to write scripts to make AI, right? So, it's precarious, and we're going to have to see what goes on. You talk about sharing blame, because I know you're looking at the next topic. And before, I want to look at some comments. Case, so I think Microsoft's going to go the Sega route way before a lot of people's times. But the Master System and the Genesis Mega Drive were always going neck and neck with Nintendo. By the time Sony and Microsoft got in and Nintendo found their F gamers niche, Sega on the hardware side and bonehead decision making just couldn't keep up with strictly software and franchise licensing. So this is something I disagree with a lot of people. And this is the whole Xbox goes third party thing. Nobody, in my opinion, right, factually makes money from hardware sales. I mean, Nintendo, I think, Bobby, is the only one. I think Sony PS5 is the first time they've made like actual profit. They make revenue, but not profit. They make money from game sales. And that's the biggest thing. That's why they make so many games. That's why they acquire so many studios. That's where the real money is. The real money is in gaming and making an actual game, not the box. The box the game comes in is never going to make more money than the game. And that's also why, Nvidia said F gamers and we're not selling you GPUs anymore. Because they make more money in industry than they do in gamers. And that's bad for consumers, but that's good for their pockets. So I don't see Xbox ever going full third party unless, they just decide that, we don't like sadly, they'd have to fully change a strategy that wouldn't, in my opinion, make them more money than they think they would. Just like how Sega isn't a big name anymore. If they went full third party, they wouldn't make money. They wouldn't. It just wouldn't make as much money. Them being a brand is what also makes Xbox money. Them taking away the brand part and saying, oh, here's some games. Even the studios aren't going to like that. The studios like that too. Branding matters. And I don't know. I just don't see that making the money doing that. But I think Sega, on the other hand, also, Kay said back in the 360 days, Xbox Live Arcade mode made a huge push for getting indie devs to make games to put on Xbox Live Arcade. It was quite gaming forward progression. I always like Phil for that, but Sony's pockets run deep. Microsoft is one of the richest companies, the wealthiest companies in the entire world. They are worth like 3 times Sony's wealth. Sony is an entertainment focused company that got, biggest things was not even movies now movies, but they made DVD players, right? Like Sony Blu-ray. And then I'm trying to remember when Sony big in the 80s, but Microsoft, if Microsoft cut off Xbox, they'd still be worth trillions of dollars. They hemorrhage on Xbox and they do it. I don't know why they choose to make Xbox. They don't make a lot of money from it. But whoever was CEO at the time was like, I like games.
He said, no, think about it.
I don't know why they do it.
This got a detriment to your health.
I don't know why they do it. But yeah, so I don't know. I don't think it's going to be as big a deal as people make it. Battlefield and COD have been getting a lot of heat for sneaking AI into their content. Yeah, and they're still going to do it.
They're always gonna do it. Everybody's gonna stick and do it. It's getting to a point like AI is getting to a point. It's getting harder to notice. To be honest, I'm gonna keep it real with you. It's been getting harder to do it. The last video I saw, it was a freaking car driving down an interstate, and one of the freaking, the tow trucks that usually pull the car, it had this ramp down, and it jumped up onto the ramp and flew through the air and then crashed, and everybody stopped and looked at it. The only giveaway that it was actually AI was the fact that the car did not nosedive when it landed. And I was like, damn, what's going on, PB? Appreciate you, man.
AI's get. I mean, except for like the really ridiculous stuff, most of the stuff is it's slowly. I hate that. At some point it's gonna be hard to tell.
Yeah, it is at that point.
And that's it.
Reminder for you guys, really quickly, please make safe words with all your friends or the people you're close with to make sure you know that a video is not you and AI. Make it happen. I'm so serious. I'm not even trying to be joking right now.
Is he serious? He is serious.
I'm so serious. I already have what I said. I actually need to talk to one about you for that too. I've dead ass talk with each of my friends. We all have different code words that we use. If a video is not ours and not of us, or the picture is not of us and it's AI, make sure you make safe words with your peoples. I'm so serious. You actually need to start doing that.
Hey, it's real, man. Hey, don't answer the phone first unless you know the person. Don't start talking if you don't know who on the other side of that phone.
Because they be recording voices now for real
and using it as AI. So be careful. Moving into just a little bit more on this Xbox shakeup. Sarah Bond, the president, she's been president since I want to say 23. So she's only had 3 years, and she was instrumental, as everyone says, in pushing the Xbox everywhere, and also in pushing cloud gaming, stuff like that. Stuff that Xbox has been established for caring about since like 2019. Cloud gaming has preceded her tenure at the company and will continue past her. But what is happening? And I'm sharing my screen. The first link, Tento. What is happening is that it's seeming that they're trying to make it seem like the bad things are all Sarah Bond's fault. People are coming out and saying that it's Sarah Bond's fault. In this tweet that talks about a Verge article that tries to put it on Sarah Bond, which makes no sense. The article is clearly trying to paint, Sarah Bond as the person for Xbox Everywhere initiatives, which, again, the initiative isn't necessarily the problem. It's the implementation. In February 16, 2024, there was a leaked memo reported on by The Verge that stated Xbox has been saying for years about its push for Xbox across everything. The Verge has obtained a copy of the memo where Phil Spencer outlines a strategy to where every screen is an Xbox to employees. It is clear that by The Verge's own writing, and I wish I could find The Verge's article. Actually, I might have it. Let me see if I have it before I keep going. Let me see if I have that article.
He said scroll.
I don't know if I have.
Scroll for it.
Let's see. I'm trying to find it. Here it is. This isn't the right one.
Damn it.
I can't find the Verge. I can't find the exact Verge. Oh, here it is. All right. Here. Okay. So, trying to find the part that talks about Sarah Bond in the Verge article. But basically in this Verge article, they're saying that Sarah was the cause of the Xbox Everywhere push, and and this is in another article. I'm going to share my screen, and that in another article, she offended employees with this is an Xbox marketing campaign that was deemed a failure. And that's crazy. I think that's a crazy thing to say, right? And as really the most prominent black woman in the space, which I'm not going to say that plays a part in it because I'm not going to say it definitively, but it's interesting that
very interesting
that the true man in charge. We all know Phil Big Dog. Like I like Phil. And again, I don't hate the campaign. I get why people ain't love it, but to say the person everything went through Phil. If Phil said yes, she said yes. To put it all on her is crazy. I think that's crazy. And so, reading a little further, so there was a people in this article. It says that she may have been unceremoniously said goodbye to. Not that she was fired, but many people at Microsoft didn't like her direction. Only a month removed from taking over the Xbox marketing team, talking about Sarah Bond, Microsoft delivered a marketing campaign that signaled people didn't need to buy an Xbox console anymore. The message was that you don't need an Xbox to play Xbox, which everyone saw, because games are available through Xbox Cloud Gaming on TVs. This is in Tom Warren's report in The Verge. This is all part of the Xbox Everywhere strategy that Bond had been pursuing, a vision to move the Xbox brand beyond its roots in console hardware. Months later, this is an Xbox campaign launched, and commercials that position a phone or a tablet as the Xbox instead of just console. It was a confusing campaign, and I'm told it offended many Xbox employees internally. To make matters worse, it sounded as though she only surrounded herself with yes men, as those who didn't jump on board were apparently ousted. I hate this. We don't need a fall guy. We don't. Why we act like we need a fall guy? What do we need a fall guy for? Especially when we're sitting here acting like no one else in Xbox cared about making more money. No one else in Xbox. We act like Sarah Bond the only one. Come on now.
People like to, like I said, people when there's a fire breaking out, people wants to point out where the fire was burning. And everyone wants to look for someone to point. Everyone looks for someone to blame. They don't want to say the cause is from anything else, from years of bullshit, any of that. They want to point at someone. Mm-hmm. That's just how humans work.
That's facts. And it's ridiculous. And not to harp too much on it, but in quotes from the Verge article, Tom Warren says, I wrote in December 2024 that Bond had staked her career reputation on the idea of Xbox being everywhere across multiple platforms and devices. This also involved carefully managing her image, both internally and externally, making her appear to be a gamer like Phil Spencer. In reality, she wasn't. I think that's a very nasty comment. I think that's a very nasty comment. I don't like that. It's nasty. I like that, because
people rear their hair when the things go underway. I'll tell you all the time. People always rear what they really feel.
That's nasty. Come on now. I can agree. We can all, no one here can disagree that the Xbox Everywhere strategy wasn't the best strategy. Right? Saying your tablets and Xbox is not the best strategy. But to say it's all on her, and then this is crazy. It carefully crafted to make her seem like a gamer when she wasn't. All right, I better see these articles. I know. We talk about Asha. I think it was either him or somebody else. Might have been him or Jez Cordone, who also writes Xbox articles on gaming and everything, who spoke about Asha Sharma, and they fought back on some people saying that they didn't like that Asha Sharma is not a gamer, didn't come from gaming in any way, shape, or form, and was possibly writing AI responses to people's messages on Twitter. She was responding in comments in what looked like AI responses, or a response from an aide or somebody who's helping her and stuff like that. I better see the Tom Warren article about that, because this is ridiculous. I understand that Bond's strategy had been failing internally and been questioned multiple times. Bond had tried to push mobile and cloud over console to reach potentially millions more Xbox customers, but the result has been a classic case of chasing tomorrow's customers by neglecting today's. And this is something where I agree and disagree. Because one, as we know, Microsoft was asking for 30 to 40%, was like 30 to 40% revenue on gaming. You're not, Xbox is, before they were, cloud has always been a thing, like since 2019, but before they were pushing this Xbox Everywhere strategy, they were not making that target. So how do I, if our current audience, our current customers aren't buying enough, what do we do now? I got to steal them from Sony, right? And obviously they're doing Gears of War. People, when Halo Infinite came out, it flopped. People weren't buying Xboxes for Halo Infinite. Not the same level as they're buying them for The Last of Us or buying them for God of War. PlayStation's God of War. Again,
I bought my PS5 solely for Spider-Man 2.
Or Spider-Man, right? And Xbox, as the story goes, Microsoft had the chance to license Spider-Man, and they chose not to. That wasn't a Phil decision. Okay? This is ridiculous. I think this is ridiculous. It goes on to say, The Verge also obtained a memo, and it's the first time Spencer fully committed to the strategy wherever it comes to Xbox. And after an internal town hall meeting early this month to address multi-platform games directly, Microsoft didn't directly mention Xbox Everywhere or every screen Xbox during its official Xbox podcast yesterday, but it's not too dissimilar to what the company has been saying for years about its push for Xbox games to be across consoles, PCs, and cloud gaming. The big difference this time is that the vision has been adjusted to include bringing those Xbox games to rival consoles. Yeah, so I just don't like how they're trying to paint out Sarah Bond to be the villain when it's obviously this was an internal Xbox
It's a lot of people with this. It's like a lot of people involved in this. It's not one person to end all be all. This is the exact reason why you have a CEO, a president, and all these other things. Those are all big positions, so no one can overtake someone else. It could be it's a board. That's why you have a board of people. You have a board for Xbox. You have a board of education. You have a board of directors. Like that's how it works. So it pisses me. So yeah, I'm getting mad at the fact that it's just, like I said, it's point one finger. No, collective people made these decisions. So those collective people also need anybody that said I also needs to be put into the list.
And this idea that anybody that said no got fired. I'm so like if I'm in a company and the company says, hey, we're doing this, and you turn around and say, no, I don't want to do that, then maybe that's not the right place for you. You cannot agree with the company's direction, but you're not the president, you're not the CEO, you're not the decision maker, right? And my thing is, if it was somebody who was very prominent that this is happening and they got fired from it, then we would have been heard about that. We would have been heard the story that, Sarah Bond fired me because I said I don't like cloud gaming. We would have heard that years ago. So I call hogwash and I say that's ridiculous. Continue with the new gaming normal, right? Sony. Enough is never entertainment. Enough is never enough.
I just watched that movie too. I'm not kidding. I just watched Over the Hedge. That is so funny. Like I legit just watched Over the Hedge like the other night. I'm not even kidding.
I forgot that was a reference to Over the Hedge. Jim Ryan and Sony is a tweet. Not saying this is true or not. Jim Ryan and Sony's overly zealous live service push has got to be one of the worst decisions PlayStation's ever made, and I agree. Everybody's live service push is a problem. Last of Us multiplayer was canceled, meaning Naughty Dog are skipping us that generation unless we get another Last of Us remake. Concord has been one of the biggest flops ever in all gaming. Multiple live service games have been canceled, wasting time in closing studios, and then making Bluepoint do a live search, which is contested. Sounds like Bluepoint tried to suggest a live service game. So another remake made people.
Why did my brain process that as Blueprint?
It's close enough. Hell? It is close enough. I did say it fast. But I feel like
I'm not saying you, but I just read it as blue. No, I had a dyslexic moment for it. I really read it as like Blueprint, and I don't know why I did.
Oh gosh. It's like when people try to, I guess I say like, this is a industry wide problem with gaming. The problem with gaming is not one company. It's not two companies. It's all the companies jumping together and smacking each other. like they're all making mistakes. And I guess it kind of starts with how, and I'll say this is my opinion, it starts with how expensive it is to make games nowadays. It is expensive. And, we say make more AA games, single A games, but then people don't play them or they don't buy them. So then they make a AAA game and then you shit on it. And then they say, all right, we'll make another COD. And I actually watched a video from the Burnt Peanut, the guy who won Content Creator of the Year. He was playing Marathon and people are talking about it. And he said, hey, if we never give new games a chance, we'll stop getting them. And he's right.
No, the legit thing about Marathon, and this is actually my boy, shout out to my boy Balvin, he said this too. This is way, like it always do, but there's way too much negativity happening for gamer right now. And what I mean by that, he said one of the things that he heard a lot of people say was Marathon was ugly looking. I said, hold the fuck on.
When they're lying. But
like, hold the fuck on. Like, this is how I know the negativity train is just too much. That game looks amazing. I have no interest of playing it, but it looks good. God damn it. Open world, high tech, that way. Saying stuff like that just goes to show that too many people just ride on the negative train. Like, High Guard. Now, I do admit, another battle royale. But the fact that I saw that the Steam stuff was just mostly negative, I'm like, I know 70% of y'all, I can confidently say 7% of y'all, I don't even know the numbers, but 70% of y'all did not even try the game. Yep. Didn't even try. Y'all just shit on it because y'all just say, oh, it's another BR. Know for a fact that y'all did that. Because everyone wants to just legit. I thought High Guard was a mobile type. No, it was a.
It's a raid style game. It's 3v3 and 5v5.
Oh yeah, more like kind of like a Destiny crossbreed with the VR side of things.
Honestly, High Guard's actually hard to explain. It's actually I watch people play. It's actually a hard game to explain. I think it should have been focus tested more, and they should have delayed it. But it's actually a hard game to explain. I'll let you finish your
But
comment,
yeah.
then I'll get. Then I'll.
I have high guard downloaded too.
I'll let you finish your comment, then I'll say.
But no, like it's we at that point right now where it's just like it's extremely annoying that so many people shit on things instead of just playing it for like people's like, yo, one of my homies just told me, he's like, you will play anything on your stream. I'm like, yeah, because I can, and these things are fun. I don't care what other people think or say. It's my stream, and if I'm enjoying it, I'm enjoying it. If you guys want to talk with me, you can. If you don't, hey, just sit here and watch, or don't watch. Like, yeah.
Just so y'all know, if it wasn't his birthday this weekend, I'd force him to play Marathon, but it's his birthday, so he gets a pass.
People are hella bad. Right? Exactly. Like, people listen to their favorite. Like, what we could just take. Oh, this is my last little point. This is just my fighting game point. I never forget when I made a tier list on fighting games for MK11, and I said, our character, Kotal Khan, I said he is not top 5. Someone commented, well, the twin, one of the best players in Mortal Kombat at that point in time. Well, he still is, but he was top 5. He's top 5 in the world for sure. He said, well, the twin had him top 5. I don't give a fuck if he said the sky was purple. I said what I said. Too many of y'all go with based on people. Too many people base their opinions off of what other people think, and I hate that. Make a decision for yourself, you spineless bitch. Like, I'm tired. I'm really tired of people constantly going off of what someone else says. Stand on your shit. I don't care if it's bullshit you're standing on. Stand on it. It makes me respect you. That's your pile of shit, and you want to stand on it, please do. Don't just walk into another person's shit. Like, that's so annoying, bro. Like, God.
I don't disagree. I'm laughing. I don't disagree. It's yo, man. It's just gone so toxic. Gaming has gotten bad and gotten to a point where it's ridiculous. Oh my gosh, I'm trying not to laugh. I'm serious. It's funny. It's funny. It's just we can explain High Guard later, but like, how that is kind of how High Guard died. I mean, when we talked about it on ours, I was skeptical. I ain't gonna lie, I was skeptical. I was like, man, we both were like, it's shown last. It doesn't look very original, but we have to wait and see when it comes out. And it came out, and people immediately. And the thing is, I watched people play it. Most of the people I watched play it, they said, "Oh, it's okay, not horrible, not the worst game alive. It's okay." And they said it needs a few game modes, needs some tweaks, boom, boom. But now that again, half the there's only 20 people on the studio now, so we're never getting updates more than likely, like, regularly. But people just didn't give it a chance, and so that's what happens. But yeah, this is an industry-wide issue that we're, but the thing is, it's the question, again, the question is the new gaming normal. Is this, I mean, it feels like there's nothing we can do about it, as a consumer, nothing much we can do about it because studios feel the way they feel. But I would say the main thing we do as consumers is just play more games in general. Play more games, right? Whether it's on PC, whatever, even if you're waiting for a sale, play more games and give more games a chance. That's the only thing you can do. I don't think you can do.
We're not asking for much. But no, yeah, it's just people truthfully, it's at that point where, like I said, this is why I did it. I've deleted Twitter off my phone. I don't touch social media too much anymore. I just like legit play and enjoy what I want to do. Because life is not meant to be hearing someone in your ear constantly be like, I'm tired. Nah, just no. Mm-mm.
All right. So, moving into our not our last topic, but our next main topic that, and actually, before we get into talk a few comments before we get into it. Also, before we get to High Guard. This is what High Guard is. High Guard's a raid style game where it first started out with a 3v3 mode. So it was, it was a big map. You start the game out with harvesting. So it's like Fortnite, where you can go chop down trees or whatever like that, and you can get materials to build up, not your base, but you can build up your base, right? After that, you go and you try to push back the enemy while the enemy tries to push you, and you have to raid their base and destroy three or four bombs in their base. And once you destroy that, you win the game. Now you can go for one big bomb in the middle and win the game immediately, or you do the other ones leading up to that and win the game. So that's what High Guard is. And it's a big map. And so when it first came out, people just said it was empty, and that was the biggest problem. And so they added a 5v5 mode And then he just recently added a raid rush mode that I'm guessing goes a little bit faster.
A raid rush.
Yeah, so I haven't seen anybody talk about it, but it just got put in yesterday, so that's why, right? Kay said, as underwhelming as High Guard was, it's not nearly as much of a train wreck that Suicide Squad was. It literally had no change to name a Donald Glover album because of the internet. Yeah, I think High Guard is a game that, if we're talking about like in the early like 2010s, I think we'd get 2 years out of it. Not much more than that. Would we get a High Guard 2? No. But we would have got a High Guard 1 that lasted a good amount of time. I think he would have. I think the game, from what I've seen, the gameplay and everything. But, and this is what I've said, and Tento disagrees with me, that we need more campaigns in games. Why are campaigns going away? Add campaigns. Add more game modes. The problem now, and this is my personal gripe, games have been stripped bare. We have been stripping games bare. We used to have games where there was like you play a game. There's a special mode where you just play missions, and there's another mode where you play PvP. Another mode where it's PvE. Another mode where it's campaign. Another mode where it's an arcade mode. There was another arcade mode. Then there was another mode. There used to be in games. There used to be like 20 modes. There used to be like 20 modes in games. You could play a game. I don't feel like playing PvP. Oh well, brother, let's go play bobblehead mode, and we're gonna play bobblehead mode for an hour. There used to be modes, even in Call of Duty. We like they don't even like even in Call of Duty, they don't even drop with cool modes anymore. Call of Duty used to drop with cool modes. We don't even get that no more.
I do admit in that regard, like in the modes aspect, I do agree. There's definitely a lacking in content. Most content now is just straight multiplayer. Mm-hmm. There's not too much campaign. Call of Duty used to be, like I said, we use Call of Duty as that blueprint of, used to be, you get Call of Duty, you could play the campaign instantly while you're waiting on the stuff for multiplayer to download. The last Call of Duty campaign that I enjoyed was probably Advanced Warfare or Ghost. Whichever one came out more recently.
There's been a lot of good campaigns, so it's not the worst thing. But
like, yeah, like Modern Warfare, the remakes, Modern Warfare 1 and 2, I don't even remember what the campaign was even like, to be honest.
They're not good.
I'm just like, it's really just not too much going on. And in that regard, like I said, campaigns, do they need to return? Some more fleshed out ones, yeah, I would definitely agree. But like, I do agree heavily what you said with the modes. There's definitely a distinct lack of modes in a lot of games. It's legit only single player, multiplayer options. That's what a lot of menus are. When it could have been, like you said, freaking crazy mode, infinite ammo, no gravity, all that. It had more stuff.
Like, I mean, Battlefield is always, and Halo had the Forge modes, so you can create I forget a Battlefield called custom maps. You can create your own maps and everything, which I think is cool. And I like it when sometimes they see that what mode is so popular, they make it a game mode. Like, but like for the fact that COD, like it drops, and I have to double check for COD 7. I don't even think it has gun game in it as a core game mode. That's
crazy.
Like if I don't care about XP. I just want to go have some fun. Go play some gun game. You just start with a pistol, start with a knife.
Man, like, what about freaking Sticks and Stones?
Sticks and Stones. Where is Sticks and Stones?
Random side note. I think I have a world record in Sticks and Stones. Oh. So back in Black Ops 2. Yeah, back in Black Ops 2, I always wanted to shoot. So, Sticks and Stone matches were 5 minutes, right? Mm-hmm. So I made a challenge for myself. You know what I made my challenge for? My challenge was, can I get 50 kills within 5 minutes in a Sticks and Stones match?
You did it?
You want to know what my record was when I did it?
What?
62.
Jesus Christ.
I actually want to know if I broke a record. That means I think I was averaging like almost 12 kills a minute.
Jesus Christ.
I actually want to see, like, I know for a fact, one of my highest is 58, but I think I might have got a 62 kill game. But I wonder if that's actually a record.
Might be. That's crazy. That's crazy. I played Sticks and Stones like twice, and I said, I'm not built for this. Now, gun game. Gun game, I like gun game. But that's the thing.
I hated gun games when I got to RPG. No, not the RPG. I hate when I got to, what's it called? When they gave me the crossbow in Black Ops, but in what's it called? In freaking Modern Warfare, I hate when I got the riot shield. I was like, bro, please.
The riot shields. I
was like, please, not the riot shield.
You could do that. But like, that's something like that's just like, and I think it's because they see like, oh well, not everybody plays that game mode. That's the variety is the point. The point is the variety. The point is like you want us to stay like, and it's funny that as these companies are pushing more and more for, hey, we want games that people stay on forever. Like, we want to make a live service game that can last to the end of time, right? They say that, but then they give you one game mode. We want you to play this one game mode for the next 20 years of your life. No, I'm not going to do that, actually. I'm going to play it once and then probably never pick it up again. Okay. The games that I have the most, the games I have the most hours in, Destiny has multiple. And when Destiny 1 first came out, had a campaign, had PvP, had multiple PvE arenas, had multiple PvE different things you could do in the game modes. The Division, another one. When the Division at the end game Division has an extraction shooter, has a roguelite, has two different roguelites, has raids, has all this other stuff, and then we could even go farther, right? Like another game, I have a lot of hours in. You talk about Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk I have a lot of hours in. Endless side missions that make you do different things and different repeatable stuff. Like this is like, it's just crazy that they say they want to make a live service game, and like even with High Guard dropped with only the 3v3 mode. Man. What? How do you drop with? It just don't make sense. I just feel like you know what we say? We're losing our recipes. We're losing the recipes, man. We're losing the recipes. We're making $100 million games that only have one game mode.
I'm confused. Where's our content?
It don't make no damn sense, man. Don't get me started. And Kay said, I'm just getting into Overwatch despite being a stream monster and lore fan, big fan of Blizzard and Bungie world building, and for all the lore in Overwatch, there's no here's the story. I mean, even World of War advanced the story kind of via season and raids and epic cutscenes. Marathon is already huge in lore, and I'm a bit worried that the game's backstory and future story is just going to be infill exfill. And that's my thing is this. A lot of the stuff that is now the main game used to be a sub game mode. It used to be that, again, you played the campaign, there was like even though the last Modern Warfare, messed these up, but Spec Ops. There used to be Spec Ops. Spec Ops used to be you and your homie could hop in a mission in a Call of Duty world, and he was in a chopper gunner, and you was on the ground, and he had to do Overwatch while you was on the ground, and that was awesome. That was awesome. And then when we got bored of that, we've been playing PvP for a couple hours. And then we like, hey, you know what? I want to go back and try to get gold in that Spec Ops mission. Let's go try again. So you went back to the Spec Ops mission. Like you had options. And that what used to be the game mode. Now games are coming out with an optional game mode is now the only game. And I feel like it's because Fortnite got big on that, because Fortnite originally had a PvE save the world zombies thing, but they got big off their battle royale. And I think now studios took from that we just need to make something that's just as good as battle royale, and people will play that one thing forever. No, it's an anomaly. It's an anomaly.
Fortnite is quite literally the anomaly.
It's an anomaly.
Literally, they was like, zombie game. All right, cool. Oh, well, let's make a battle royale. Let's see how this goes. Drake is playing Fortnite with Ninja. Whoa. Where the fuck did this happen? That was actually just I'll never forget the night I was in college and I was watching it. And, bro, I was in tears when I saw freaking Drake give fucking Ninja some bandages, and everyone started saying God's plan. And I was in tears. I was quite literally in tears.
That's so funny as hell. Oh, my gosh. It's an anomaly. Oh, my gosh. Marathon should have a campaign mode, or if they don't have a dedicated campaign, it should have a Spec Ops mission mode that you can play with friends that builds the world. And honestly, that to me would be enough. They could drop every year. You give me 10 missions, 3 maps, boom. That's all you need to do with me. And
he said, don't forget League
for the next year.
He said League don't even got another fucking map. League got one map.
That is true. The anomalies.
And they've been playing it for years.
People base like these companies need to stop basing their decisions off of anomalies. Base it off of tried and true stuff. COD has been successful because you could there were different game modes that were unique and fun, and even in the PvP there were different game modes that were unique and fun. It wasn't all team deathmatch and domination and whatever. Even though those are the most played, that isn't why people still enjoyed playing the other ones. It gave us a break, give us something to do. But I digress. Main point number 2. RAM and SSD prices
Jesus
are a part of this new normal, apparently. but they have been delaying and possibly increasing the prices of next-gen consoles. And we've seen that specifically. So increasing prices on consoles, we know for a fact, and this is the biggest fear for Xbox gamers, that the next Xbox will be $1,000. And I think if it's $1,000, they lose everybody. But on October 22nd, Xbox, this happened. So Asus, the CEO of Asus, made a tweet, which I cannot find right now. But the CEO from Asus, actually, is this the link? Let's see, another IGN article. No. Okay. The CEO of Asus made a tweet that they will be supporting the next generation of Xbox hardware in 2027. Shadow drop. In 2027. Xbox never corroborated nor said anything about it. Right? They just saw that and said, and probably gave her a call and said, "Are you crazy?
Are you out of your mind?
Why did you tweet that?" And so we know, I've already known that everybody's saying that they're not releasing new hardware is stupid. But we the biggest things that they've been talking about is that there's going to be a PC Xbox hybrid, which I don't think is a horrible idea. It just depends on how they do it, and we'll have to see. I think it could be interesting. As an Xbox LAX user, I like the experience. The problem is RAM prices and SSD.
Yeah.
And they're not going to use, and DDR6 is around the corner. They're going to use DDR5. They're not going to use DDR3 because that's stupid. Or DDR4. If you're trying to make a high-end gaming thing that can compete with PCs at a similar price or more, you have to you have to use better technology. So it's going to be DDR4 or DDR5. More than likely DDR5. And this is the fear. So in an article from October, and we're talking about this because it's relevant with the new shakeups at Xbox and with some stuff coming up with Sony. They haven't told us anything about it yet because I think they're afraid to, but they have promised a next level performance, cutting edge graphics, and breakthrough gameplay, unmatched compatibility, and said everything will be fully compatible with your existing Xbox game library, which I hope is true. But the problem with that and the fear with that is the ROG Ally was $1,000, and for good reason. It's still cheaper than other high expensive and the most expensive consoles on the market. The GPD Win 5 is the best performing handheld, and that one is $2,000. The Lenovo Legion Go 2, which is the one I would recommend if you don't want the ROG, is $1,500, and the MSI Claw AI 8 Plus, whatever, is $1,200 or something, somewhere over $1,000. So the ROG Ally is the cheaper of the more expensive, but still $1,000 is a high price to pay for people who just want to play some Xbox games. So, but the problem is that there's nothing that can really stop this from happening. If RAM keeps doing this, there's nothing. If RAM keeps giving more
who's gonna stop me?
There's nothing that can really stop that from happening. So I know for me as an Xbox gamer on here, it was funny. My dad texted me the other day, and I thought it was hilarious. He saw a post on Facebook or something that said next Xbox is gonna be $1,000. He texted me. He said, "I'm so glad I'm not buying your consoles anymore."
Man, I can only imagine what dads and anybody going through right now, bro. You look at a console, you look at a game, and the game costs $70. You say what? Like I said, buy a Nintendo. Like, oh yeah, can I get a Nintendo Switch and in a game with it? Like, okay, cool. They thinking it's so magic. This is like a grandparent or uncle that hasn't bought a gaming console since 2012. Yeah. Okay, let's see how this costs now. What do you mean this is $600
for the console?
What do you mean I gotta take out? What do you think I'm? This is rent money, bro. This is some groceries.
I gotta take out a loan to get a console.
Like, man, what? Is you cool?
Yo, it's insane. It's insane.
Is you cool, young man? Do you deserve this?
And then you turn around and got people online saying, "Yeah, I'll pay $80 for GTA 6." You will, I won't. You will, I won't.
Oh, like, man.
That's why you said half of rent on a console in a game. Come on now, that's ridiculous. Come on, all right, and We already know Xbox recently, end of last year, they increased the price for their consoles to $100 on both. And there are rumors, hasn't been confirmed yet, that Nintendo and Nintendo will also be increasing the price of the Switch too.
Yeah, see, me personally, nah, I'm good.
It's like, what are you gonna do?
Because whatever do you mean? I have my Switch 1 right here. Do I want to Switch 2? Yes, but
Hey,
bills got to be paid.
I had a friend just text me, and I got to text him back after this. He said, why is the new Pokemon a Switch 2 exclusive? And I told him, Nintendo said, get your money up, not your funny up, my boy.
God. You're asking the wrong questions. You should be asking why your wallet not up there.
Get your money up, not your funny up, okay? Hey,
Move around.
It's ridiculous. I mean, it's ridiculous, man.
Make some moves.
$1,000 Xbox PC would be, and it's the same way I feel about the LX. I feel like the LX is also too expensive. The Xbox LX is also too expensive. But an Xbox PC hybrid at $1,000, we're drunk. Are we drunk? Are they?
There's some drunk people here. There's a couple drunk people there.
Put the sauce down. This is, again, same thing with the Steam Machine. The Steam Machine, actually, I forgot to put that on here, got delayed because of the RAM prices. Steam Machine got delayed because of the RAM prices, and they would not release the price of how much that thing will cost.
Lord have mercy.
It's going to be a lot. And the thing is, you can buy a better PC than the Steam Machine for less money than how much the Steam Machine will be. Hate to tell you that. You might need some DDR4, but they could put DDR5 in it. Okay? That's RAM. If you don't know about RAM, that's RAM.
I feel guilty for having all these things. Don't feel guilty. You just gonna flex on people. But I will. You had a curve, but I wouldn't say it out loud because someone with a ski mask might show up to your crib because obviously you got some money.
Hey, man.
No,
hey, man.
Just saying.
Be careful. Hey,
you gotta be careful.
And in the next couple, there's been some stories of stores, Sam's, Costco, Walmart. People been robbing PCs for the RAM. They break into the store and they just steal the RAM out the PC. They said, forget the GPU. They said, forget all that. I want the RAM.
Give me the RAM.
They've had to lock up their PCs because of the RAM. Not the GPU.
The actual RAM. Just keep that in mind.
I don't know. Spicy said, hasn't like 2 trucks holding switches got robbed recently too? I have not seen that story, but it wouldn't surprise me. Hey, them switches probably go crazy on the resale market. You probably resell a switch for $1,000. People might buy it.
Like I said, that was my thing about when they had said they delaying the consoles. Because like I said, Sony's talking about making new console. Like, you only have like 6 games for PS5, bro. What are you guys even talking about here? Like, you got 6 games for the PS5. You talk about the PS6? I'll slap you right now. It's about the PS6.
Hey, man. But again, that's what I was saying. Is like, and this is what I mean when I said in the future, a lot of people, even though there's an article which we might talk about, which actually I have right here, which might be one of our subtopics. And I have the article. I actually have the article on the. Okay, actually no, this is the perfect article for this, but it's a good segue. It's a good segue into like the next part of like the RAM prices and everything, disrupting everything going on. The Nintendo Switch 2 price hike is reportedly coming, which I said is rumored to come. And they're saying that both the next Switch, which again, there shouldn't be another Switch anyway for like another 5 years, but the next Switch and PS6 is going to be delayed to 2029.
Thank you.
Which is good, because we don't need one. But 2029. So it's a new report from Bloomberg. It's from a couple weeks ago, I want to say. February 16th, a couple weeks ago. And see, Kay said, isn't this all happening because AI data centers are getting out of hand? What do you mean by out of hand? This is exactly how it was supposed to meant. This is actually how it was supposed to be. The data centers came and we're passing money around that doesn't exist. But yes, data centers. And NVIDIA said we care more about data centers than we care about gamers. AMD had a very, very out of touch video during CES about AI makes human innovation or something like that. I forget. Remember watched that video on the last pod? AI makes human innovation. It's ridiculous video. And so
Absolutely ridiculous, bro.
So,
and I agree. See, that was the one thing I was talking about too, because I'm 90% sure that Street Fighter 6. Let me make sure I double check this. Street Fighter 6 was released on PS4, if I remember correctly.
Case said, Tento, you know what's funny? There are still games that still come out as compatible with PS4 and Xbox One. Why the hell are we talking about the next gen? Unless and it's funny, and I don't know how to take this, but Xbox also released some new patch for cloud gaming that allows you to cloud game more and newer games on your Xbox One X and Xbox One S.
Yeah, and that's what I was talking about. Like Street Fighter 6, and this is why it was a big thing that I said for fighting games that people was like, it was a weird position. I was like, you gotta think about when people compared the sales for MK1 a lot with Street Fighter 6 when it came out. I was like, yeah, you gotta think about this. MK1 was the first fighting game in our current era that was released on a PS5 and Xbox, whatever this Xbox Series X only. Like, it wasn't released on previous gen. Street Fighter was released on PS4 and PS5 and Xbox Series S and X. So I was like, that counts as like, it's still being prevalent for the last gen. And that's why I always say, I'm like, yeah, no, PS4 is definitely still, I still have my PS4. I'm looking down at it right now. Does it have dust on it? Yes, but it still works. I guarantee if I turn this on right now, it might turn into a JetBlue engine in this, but it still works and it's still useful and it still has this stuff that you can play with. So that's another thing is like, I don't get why it's even like that because, like I said, I talked about this last time. You remember the jump from 2K13 to 2K14?
Yeah, we talked about it.
Exactly.
Crazy.
There isn't really a significant jump anymore. Like all freaking 2K is now is just the sweat glistening on their skin. That's legit. All we got now, that's more.
If we have time, I'm going to show you a video that you're going to think is funny.
That's legit it. So
if we have time, I'm going to show you a video that about some new news
I truly fail. What else can even be done? That's why I'm like, you don't really need to upgrade. And the more I get to this, I'm like, I understand why people say PC Master Race.
Hey man, upgrade when you want to, not when you have to.
Yeah. I'm
going to show you a video. I'm about to look it up on the side and see if I can. It's on YouTube, but I'm trying to remember who makes it. But there we go. Yep, it's the first thing that came up. Oh yeah. I can't wait to show you this video. I can't show you this. It's gonna be so funny. From Digital Foundry. Anyway, so, and you're right. And I want to just to kind of talk about the article. According to Bloomberg, Sony specifically considering delaying the PS6 all the way to 2029. Sony Group Corporation is now considering pushing back the debut to 28 or 29. According to people familiar with the company's thinking, so no, still a rumor. That would be a major upset to carefully orchestrated strategy to sustain user engagement between hardware generations. This generation, and again, if you care about exclusives, which most people do, then that's the only thing that would make you jump to a new console. And with as many of the Sony fans as like to tell me, there ain't been no exclusives, at least not enough for it to be reason to jump. Just like the Nintendo Switch 2 price increase, the outlet cites rising hardware costs and DRAM memory shortages. Basically, as we've said before, the AI market boom has completely disrupted the video game industry as it's caused shortages in components to become expensive. Interestingly, this is a funny one, the PS6 was originally supposed to launch in late 2027, according to leaked manufacturing documents. So if Bloomberg is accurate, it means the PS6 would be delayed 2 years.
All at the time.
So this is not the only. We have a lot of Sony news. I mean, Xbox's news is still like, I guess, the biggest news in the world right now. But we also have, a lot of Sony news today. And delayed 6 more years? That's not happening. That's not happening. The next news from Sony, and I actually have one more thing after this for Sony. There's so many Sony things coming out. This is a rumor from the rumor mill, as most of these are. Sony plans to offset rising RAM and component costs for the PS5 by increasing revenue from its existing player base. This likely means higher game prices, fewer deep discounts, possible PS Plus tier adjustments, and greater emphasis on microtransactions and DLC to maintain profitability without raising console prices. Sony
So get a console and not be able to play with it.
Sony's CFO Tin Lau stated on an earnings call, "We intend to minimize the impact of rising memory costs by focusing on monetizing the installed base and growing software and network service revenue." Before I say anything, what are your thoughts? As someone who only buys 2 PlayStation games a year, I don't have much say in this because it doesn't affect me. I don't really buy DLC on PlayStation. I don't buy online. I don't have PS Plus. So this doesn't really affect me as much. But
like I said, yeah, from my point of view, like EC said it best earlier. He had said this. He was like, the only reason I got, and this is another primary reason why I got PlayStation, because I was Xbox dude, but PlayStation was ran as the tournament standard for a lot of fighting game tournaments. Mm-hmm. Like if it wasn't Killer Instinct or a game that needed to be run on like, or Smash that needed to be run on Nintendo, everything else was PlayStation standard. That's the reason why I got a PlayStation. It got to a point where, dead ass, I'm sorry. This is how I know it got bad. I will play Mortal Kombat X on my PlayStation. And I'll be like, okay, it's hard, but I barely got like a 7 streak of wins. I will go to Xbox and I will be 70-0.
That's true. That's true.
There was nobody over there.
That's true.
That was back in 2015. 2016. Just by the way. So, yeah. No, it's one of those things where it's like it's gatekeeping. It really is gatekeeping to an extent because like you allow the consoles to be had, but then you can't do anything with the consoles. Now it's just sitting there like sitting pretty and pressuring someone like, hey, you need to spend money if you want to use it. So hey, and then you get to that point, especially when it says that it has tiers. You mean to tell me it has tiers with the freaking PlayStation Plus? Well, okay, yeah, you got PlayStation Plus Premium, but you need PlayStation Plus Gold to actually be in party chat with your friends. Bro, what? Nah. No.
I don't know how they're going to do it. I think it comes to the question. This is the question. People, and if this ends up being true, we don't know if this is true yet, right? Because the higher game prices means maybe they put their indie games from $30 to $40, right? Instead of first doing AAA. They leave AAA alone, but now instead of, now indie games can go from a range of, on console from like 20 to 40. What if they make it 30 to 50? Now their indie games are $50, which to me is crazy. But, the question is this. Everyone criticized Xbox, and they're going to criticize Nintendo for raising, so Switch 2 is too expensive in my opinion, for raising console prices. If game prices stay the same on other consoles, which it won't, but let's just imagine, if game prices stay the same, but console prices increase on Nintendo and Xbox, but PlayStation says, oh no, guys, we'll keep our console $500, but games are $85. Which is worse? Which is worse?
Is going to get hung by their ankles.
Which is worse? Which is the worst alternative? Higher console, same price, same game price. Lower console price, higher game price. Which one is worse?
Like I'm going to scream. It's getting to a point, bro. It's getting to a point where it's just like, bro, take it or leave it. And right now, a lot of people on the leave it aspect.
Let it go. Let's see. Everybody in the comments that said, Kay said, I mean, some games look absolutely current gen, but I emphasize some for some reason. I thought we as a society moved past those Crisis 1 era. If I remember that, early 2000s. Where games were glorified tech demos with little gameplay or aesthetic innovation. If you pay attention to online conversations, then no, we have not moved that. If I can't see the sweat glisten between your ass cheeks, between your if the jiggle physics ain't jiggling enough, I don't want the game.
Game's ass.
I don't want the game. Okay. Her chin is just a little too square. That's a man. I can't play the game now. I'd rather pay more for the console personally, as would I, as would most people. That's all I'm gonna say. Reminds me of the 16-bit cartridge era where some games were $85. That's where CD-ROM made things cheaper. But now, yeah, I mean, back in the day, I mean, you bought one game and you played that for the entire year. Now we have thousands of games that come out a year. And again, this is why people love Steam. And we are 2 Steam purveyors. I do enjoy Steam.
I do too.
I do it.
Someone said, "Damn!" Someone hit me with a damn. You got 30 games on Steam. I was like, "Is that a lot?" I feel like that's not even that much.
That's not. There's people who have hundreds of games on Steam because Steam
Man,
goes on sale all the
I feel
time.
like that was not.
Right.
I didn't feel like that was a lot at all.
One time we both bought 20 games for like $30.
Yep.
Like man, it is nowhere near. There's one more topic from Sony that I wanted to bring up. And it is, and this is gonna kind of moving into our subtopics. We have about three, actually one more because I want to show you this video. And first of our subtopics is, because I just thought about it, and this is new, came out today. This is news today, February 27th. Check your calendar. Today news. Console is where they want to be. Reports indicate Sony is pulling away from PC for single player titles. They've never went day and date anyway, so I think this is dumb. I think this is a dumb article. I think this is a dumb decision. Because it'd be different if Xbox said this. If Xbox came out and said, yeah, we're just not seeing a lot of growth on PC, I'd be like, okay, makes sense. Like, okay, whatever, right? Because they've been doing day and date. Sony saying this when they released God of War. Of course, if you release God of War 6 years after it came out, of course you're not going to get a lot of PC people playing it. Because most of the people playing it already have a PlayStation. Like, if they had been going day and date with a lot of stuff, then this would have meant something to me. But because they're not doing that, this means nothing to me. In my opinion. I think it's stupid. I think it means nothing. Speaking on the Triple Collect podcast, Jason Schreier and Digital Foundry, John Lyman. But Jason Schreier indicated that Sony would continue to release its live service games on PC as well as PlayStation. But the sense I'm getting is that they're backing away from putting the exclusive console stuff like traditional single player stuff on PC. Schreier pointed to Insomniac's Wolverine due out on PS5 exclusively this September, which he suggested may never come to PC. And again, my thing is this. It would come 8 years later. Like, any money you make after a game is on like its 5th year is just like, oh, awesome. We made money.
Literally.
Like, within the first 3 years is the most money you'll make with that game. After that, any other money you make is like, oh, cool. Like, Schreier then suggested Sony hasn't seen significant commercial success putting its single-player games on PC. It doesn't seem like it's going to be that big of a blow. First-party single-player PlayStation games that have made the jump to PC, including Marvel Spider-Man, God of War, Last of Us, Ghost of Tsushima, and Days Gone. I'm just saying, none of these games are day and date. If they really wanted to test this, they need to pick one game. I know that they wouldn't be Wolverine. Next God of War. Put the next God of War day and date on PC. And I promise they will see something crazy. If they did God of War day and date on PC, it would go crazy. It would be 200,000 people on PC and they'd still make as much money as they would on PlayStation. I think it's stupid. I think them saying like this is a rumor, but I think PlayStation possibly doing this comes from not actually giving it the experiment time to cook and not actually using it as an experiment. I mean, I'd rather them just go the Nintendo way and say, hey, if we make it, it stays on here. Instead of, playing tit for tat, because they do make money off of PC, which is why multiplayer games will more likely still go there. But they're going half hog instead of full hog. Like, do what you got to do, in my opinion.
What needs to be done. They understand that some people rather game on PC so they can optimize, maximize profits by having both. If they don't have a PS5 by now, they probably are going to get one. Definitely not by now, for real.
Not by now.
You ain't lying about that.
So, it's our second subtopic, and this one isn't necessarily for me. This one's kind of for me. It's kind of for me. So, and it's already debunked. I'm throwing a debunked one. But there was a rumor going around, as it does every once in a while, of a standalone COD Zombies game. And the rumor, I forget what, from Dextero.com. Standalone COD Zombies reportedly planned for next gen console. People were saying there was the rumor that they were going to do a COD Zombies game, and then they were going to do a standard COD game on the other side. Call of Duty commented under it. This doesn't even mean, honestly, I mean, more than likely it's not true, but this doesn't mean it's not true. This is just them debunking it. The rumor factory working overtime. This ain't it.
I like the first comment. First comment says, interesting how quickly they respond to certain rumors, but take months or years to address others.
Yeah.
That is a good spectacle. Me personally, I would like mine a standalone COD only zombies. That would actually be pretty cool.
We talked about it before, and when I saw the rumor before they debunked it, oh, my brain started working overtime. I'm like, they could imagine.
You got hot wired in that split second. Just think about this
brother,
now.
I got in my bag. I was sitting. I couldn't sleep. I was laying in bed thinking about there's so many things they could do. I was
tossing and turning.
I was like they could have a campaign, a multiplayer campaign that is nothing like this stupid Black Ops 7 one. They have a multiplayer campaign that is story driven, right? That you go through that. You keep your round-based zombies to the side. You have your one gameplay. You create You create some PvE modes with zombies. Like they already have a couple. Make them mainstays. Give them their own maps. Give them their own distinctive maps along with the round-based zombies. I would want more than that, but I know they won't. Like I would love a Spec Ops. Imagine a Spec Ops Zombies mode. Imagine Spec Ops Zombies. Oh my gosh. You and 3 other friends, or you and another friend have to go and complete a mission in some part of the zombies universe, and one's in a chopper gunner and you're on the ground and they got to do Overwatch. Or you guys get a car and you got to drive around. Like, and not like a Warzone map, but like the Spec Ops maps from Modern Warfare 1 and 2, the original. Man. Woo. Man, that would be fire.
A time to be alive.
That would be fire. That would be so cool.
Time to be alive.
I hate that they debunked this rumor. You know what? They might as well they should just let us have it. Okay, let us imagine that Call of Duty want to do something innovative and different. We can't just imagine that. We can't have fun. COD's the new no fun league. Hate that for us. The new no fun league. Okay. The last thing I wanted to do is I wanted to show you Digital Foundry just did a video. Digital video on the new PSSR. If you don't know what PSSR is, okay, so I'm not gonna go too deep into it, but AMD makes GPUs and CPUs, NVIDIA makes GPUs, and within those they have these technology that uses a mix of AI and upscaling technology to make games look better. What usually happens with this is that what happens how to make the games look better is that they first lower the graphics a little bit. So let's say you play at 4K, they'll lower it down like 2K and then upscale it back up to 4K, right? So that's part of it, right? That's upscale. That's what upscaling is, right? So with AMD's version is called FSR, and they're currently on 3 or 4. I'm trying to remember. I think it's 4. And NVIDIA is on DLSS 4.5. Also, with some of their technology, they use which is frame generation. But frame generation is basically where, let's say you I got some paper. Let's say these 2 pieces of paper are 2 frames, right? One's 1 frame, one's the next frame. What AI generation does is it takes another piece of paper and it creates one in between it so that you can go from one paper to the other faster. Like it adds extra frames into it, right? The problem is that this causes input latency and lag and other things. And so frame generation isn't perfect and that's something people like. But AI upscaling is something people like because AI upscaling is not that bad. I've used it before on my console. It's server side. It's not AI generation in the sense that there's a warehouse somewhere that's cooking the earth, right? So PSSR.
Words are hard.
is proprietary to the PS5 Pro. Whew. Well, that was a lot. PS5 Pro. Currently, there is PSSR 1. And with Resident Evil Requiem, they have announced PSSR 2. And I found a video. I just want to see the comparison part. Here we go. I don't know if you can you see my screen? Not even words, just letters. Okay. I'm going to go theater mode. Okay. I have the sound off. So this is about to show the comparison. Let me see. Was it on HD? Is there 4K mode? There we go. Let's go 4K. Let's go all the way up. All the way up so we can see. So we can see what a race supposed to look like. Okay. So this is the difference. Hey, you paying $600 for this?
No.
So maybe my brightness is too low. Is my brightness low? Let me see if my brightness is low.
Brother, it won't even make a difference.
Maybe my brightness is low. On my side it looks worse. I can't even tell the difference.
The only thing I really see here is the difference in strands of hair. That's it.
There's more hair in the other one, right? It's a little bit less. The hair is
you can see individual strands on the other side. That's it. Do I care? No.
Let's keep watching the comparisons. There's only one comparison there, man. They have surely there has to be something to make this technology just worthwhile, right? This is what the environment looks like. I mean, it looks good. I'm not saying it doesn't look good. It looks good. This is what PSSR 2 looks like. PSSR 2. This is what it looks like. Okay, this is what it's gonna look like with the PS5 Pro and PSSR 2. This is what it looks like. And there was a cool comparison. I need to find it. I don't know. Okay, it's not in this video. It's not in this video. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna stop sharing. I'm gonna find it.
That look like a video game. Oh shit! On God, it look like a video game. Holy smokes!
I will see if I can find it in here. In the Oh, okay. Here it is. This is what I was looking for. Okay. Corner share. Here we go. Okay. This is with ray tracing on. Right. This is and they compare it. Oh yeah, it's FSR4. You can't see this thing, but AMD is on FSR4 and DLSS is on 4.5 as I said before. DLSS 4.5 is amazing. I've seen it, but it's not enough to like blow your mind. And we are watching this in 4K, just so you guys know. But this is what it looks like.
Oh my God! Look at the marble.
Now tell me. Look at that. Ugh. Look at that. Look at that. Woo.
I truly can't give a rat's ass about this, brother. I'm at that point right now where give me the gameplay that looks nice, not the game. Exactly. You see, I just need the gameplay. I don't care if it looks good because it play good.
They zoomed in for you. You didn't see the deli grocery sign is more clear with the ray tracing on than with it off. You didn't see that, brother? Come on, man. You're not. Oh, you're a real gamer. You're not. This. When you play games, you're not looking at the deli grocery sign, bro. Come on, man.
I need to make sure I'm looking up at you right there on the screen.
You're not looking at the deli grocery sign when you're playing games, bro. Come on, man. You better than that.
Bro, if you don't get this shit on.
There's one more comparison I thought was interesting. I think they should show it next. Let's see. Oh, here it is.
My brother in Christ. What the are we talking about?
What do you mean,
man? You know what's even funny? I dead ass, and this is me just saying this. Mm-hmm. I dead ass don't think that. I'm not even saying this PS5 looks bad. Yeah. I think they purposely changed the settings to make you buy the ray trace because you actually does this on a regular PS5.
It does.
I'm 98.
If you're watching on YouTube, I went the screen only, so you can just see the beauty. The beauty of this. Oh my God.
Like, man, oh my God, I can see the leather more intact. Like, brother, no, I don't care about this.
Wait. Look at the raindrops, bro. 1 second. Look at the raindrops. Look at the raindrops, man. You not impressed by that? Let me go back. I feel like you ain't see it for real. Look at them raindrops, man. Look at.
Don't care. I sleep.
Hey, see, this is with promo. PS5 Performance Pro. Wait, look at the trees. Look at the tree. Come on, bro. Come on. You telling me I seen that? No. You telling me you not see? Look. Like the car look a little real. Okay, I'm done. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm done.
Give me the gameplay, bro. I don't care about how it looks.
Oh my gosh.
Never did.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's see. Oh, before we finish, does anybody have any comments? Anything they want to say? Anything you want to say before we go?
Play what you like, y'all. Play what you like. That's all I got to say.
Hey, Kay said, but the hair, Tento, the hair. You know, bad movie. You don't like hair, bro?
I'll give a rat's ass about like that damn hair.
Okay, again, he says pretty, but how does that affect gameplay? I mean, it's pretty. I don't know. Case, will enemies see the ripples from your footsteps in the rain puddles? Will the rain mess up your hair or goggles affect your vision? No, this is Resident Evil. That's not happening. It's a third player. No, it's not happening. I doubt it. They made it really look like the back of a white lady head. Oh my gosh. And I took a ray tracing class way back in grad school. The tech is really good, but very hardware intensive. And again, it's just for the visuals. That is true. Ray tracing does nothing for performance. It's just for the visuals.
Oh, Jesus.
All right. That is episode 6 of the Off Screen Podcast. Thank you guys for hanging out with us for the past 2 hours. Big thing. Posted a few times. I'm gonna post it again. We have a Kickstarter going. If you don't know, Off Black Magazine is a magazine. We don't just talk about video games all the time. We talk about anime, manga, comics, fashion. We dropped an article that I'm going to post on our Instagram about fashion, about some alternative fashion. We talk about a lot of things in the magazine. We have a Kickstarter going for a physical magazine. Think of it like Jet or Ebony magazine, or think of it like Shonen Jump has a magazine actually. That's not manga, but think about it like that, where we're talking about a lot of different stuff that's going on in the animation world. The theme for this one is the turning tide of animation. So we're talking a lot about animation, AI in animation, the changing of animation. We have a few reviews in there. We got an interview with somebody who's making anime in America, but doing it in conjunction with Japanese companies. We have a lot of cool stuff in there coming, and we want to get it out to you guys. And so we have a Kickstarter going for that. Please check it out. Please let us know what you think, and help us get to this goal. Also subscribe to us, subscribe to Off Black Magazine on YouTube to see the clips. I'll be posting clips of this over the next couple of weeks before we do our next pod. And then also, if you're on Tento's Twitch, or you're on my artist, but if you're on Tento's Twitch, why are you not subbed? Why are you not following? What's going on, brother? You hopped in, heard the whole conversation, didn't sub or follow. Don't make sense, man. Follow the man, okay? And yeah, we'll be doing this again sooner than later. We had a couple comments from Case. This is a straight up CryEngine pretty tech demo BS. Does the rain fill up some of the chasms from time? Does none of that stuff. Make a tech effect gameplay. I mean, I love how much The Last of Us 2 looks. It's technically Mario, but come on, game industry, prettier don't mean better. That's true. But it does cost more money, and that means they can charge you $80 games. That is what that means. For your TVs that aren't 4K, aren't real 4K. Most people play on upscale 4K TV. It's not even native. Anyway, getting away from the topic. Appreciate you guys for your watching through the whole thing and commenting and being here with us. And at some point we'll release a schedule. Don't know when that's going to come out, but we'll be doing this again in the next couple weeks. Thank you guys, and we will see you guys next time.
Please be safe. Y'all stay blessed and have a good night.